Hey there, friends, it's Walt. So I want to share with you why you ought to seek out some burnout. Now, don't get me wrong. If you've read my stuff or watched my blogs for long enough, you know I'm a big fan of emotional wellness and emotional well-being, of mindfulness and meditation and rest and recreation. All of that is really, really important. And there is no question that chronic stress can be a huge health issue, and overwhelming burnout can be catastrophic. No question about that. And the pendulum seems to have swung way too far in the opposite direction, because over and over again, we hear people being triggered by the amount of work that might be required, that they are reluctant to engage in projects because they don't want to be overwhelmed or burned out. Here's the thing. Big goals, living a big life, require that you stretch way beyond your comfort zone. And that's going to require that you feel some stress and overwhelm and perhaps even some burnout. We ran the Grand Canyon recently, from the rim to rim to rim, from the South Rim down to the Colorado River, across the Colorado River, up to the North Rim, back to the Colorado River, back to the South Rim, 50 miles. 20,000 vertical feet in a day, about 14 and a half hours. It was stressful. We were overwhelmed and we were fairly burned out by the time that we finished. We've built 4 successful businesses from scratch, and every single one of them has required a lot of stress, a lot of overwhelm, and some occasional burnout. Across history, if you look at the inventors and creators and the artists who leaned into their creativity, leaned into their imagination, leaned into their dreams and pursued them, it has required a lot and sometimes everything of them. And so I want to encourage you to think about whether burnout is simply an excuse for not pursuing what you really want to do. Because these things called comfort zones, they're pretty damn comfy even when they're not. They're familiar. And we like the safety and security of our comfort zones. But the magic is out there. The magic is pursuing that big life, those big goals, those hopes, those dreams, those aspirations. That's where your best life is. And it's going to require that you get uncomfortable. It's going to require stress and overwhelm and, dare I say, some burnout. I love Howard Thurman. A lot of what he says, I think, just lights up the world. One of the quotes that just makes me so happy is this. He says, "Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, 'Wow, what a ride.'" These things that are our lives, none of us gets out alive. But these things that are our lives are great gifts. We have these amazing imaginations. We have big dreams. Lean into them boldly. Get a little burned out. Make it a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. Bye for now.